The story begins with a woman named Shing Chan. She works as a secretary at a company called Yenda and is very good at her job. One day, her boss, Yuan Fong, asked her to go to the airport to pick up an important client named Jing Xi. Jing Xi is the CEO of a big company. When Shing Chan hears his name, she knows who he is right away. At the airport, Shing Chan meets Jing Xi and introduces herself as Yuan Fong's secretary. On their way to the meeting, Shing Chan notices that Jing Xi might be feeling weak. She knows he has hypoglycemia, which means his blood sugar can get too low, so she gives him pineapple-flavored candy to help. When they get to the meeting, Shing Chan sees that people are drinking alcohol, but Jing Xi doesn't seem interested. When others try to make him drink, Shing Chan quietly gives him some medicine and tells him not to drink. She even helps him come up with a good excuse. After the meeting, Jing Xi asks Shing Chan how she knew he doesn't drink and why she had medicine ready. Shing Chan says it was just a lucky guess. But Jing Xi feels there's something special about her. He offers her a job as his main secretary with a high salary. Even though the offer is very tempting, Shing Chan politely says no. As Shing Chan was closing the car door, she accidentally leaned closer to Jing Xi. Jing Xi noticed a nice rosemary smell in her hair. Curious, he asked if they had met before, but Shing Chan said no. Later that night, Jing Xi called his doctor, Ziyu. He told Ziyu about an old dream of his involving someone named Yang. Ziyu explained that meeting someone new, like Shing Chan, might have reminded him of those memories. The next day, Jing Xi surprised everyone by taking over the company Yenda. Yuan Fong, Shing Chan's boss, didn't agree at first, but Jing Xi made an offer that was too good to refuse. Yuan Fong still got to keep 20% of the company's shares, so he finally said yes. When Shing Chan found out, she was upset and even stepped on Yuan Fong's foot to show her frustration. Jing Xi had bought Yenda because he was curious about Shing Chan. He even offered her a job at his own company, Boju, as his main secretary. On Shing Chan's first day at Boju, she introduced herself to her new co-workers. A co-worker named Tong Xin showed her to her desk. When Shing Chan asked about lunchtime, another worker, I Lu, told her the wrong time, saying lunch was at 2 o'clock instead of the correct time, which was 1 o'clock. Because of this, Shing Chan came back late from lunch, and Jing Xi was upset, thinking she was late. Everyone knew I Lu had lied, but Shing Chan didn't say anything. Even though I Lu started talking bad about Shing Chan behind her back, Shing Chan decided to be kind. She praised I Lu and tried to be friendly. In the end, I Lu warmed up to her. They became friends and even exchanged phone numbers. One day, Jing Xi asked Shing Chan to clean the house where he would be staying. He was so impressed with how well she did that he asked her to take care of the house and manage everything it needed. The next morning, Shing Chan prepared breakfast for Jing Xi and even picked out his clothes. Later that day, a famous artist named Jin Yan came to visit Jing Xi at his office. Shing Chan was surprised when her team director mentioned that Jing Xi and Jin Yan were going to get engaged. Later, when Shing Chan walked into Jing Xi's room, she saw Jin Yan there, and it looked like they already knew each other. Feeling overwhelmed, Shing Chan told Jing Xi that she wanted to quit because of personal reasons. But Jing Xi didn't want her to leave. Shing Chan complained that the job was just too much for her to handle. At home, Shing Chan found a box with an old photo of her and Jing Xi together, which made her wonder if they had a connection in the past. Soon after, Jing Xi called and asked her to work even on weekends, but Shing Chan still decided to quit. Meanwhile, Tong Xin hurried to the hospital to deliver some documents to Jing Xi, but accidentally tripped and fell. A kind and handsome doctor, Ziyu, helped her up. Later, Ziyu told Jing Xi that he should stay in touch with Shing Chan to help him remember his past. On the other hand, Yuan Fong told Shing Chan that Boju was giving apartments to the staff. The next day, when Jing Xi was changing, Shing Chan surprised him by saying she hadn't quit after all, and she was hoping to get a free apartment. Jing Xi got mad and decided to prank her by giving her lots of extra tasks to do. At that moment, Shing Chan got frustrated. Knowing Jing Xi didn't like messes, she spilled some pearls from her bag on purpose. Jing Xi had no choice but to clean them up with the help of other staff. Shing Chan just smiled as she watched. The next day, Shing Chan was having lunch with her co-workers when Jing Xi called and asked for his computer password. She told him some numbers that surprised him. Later, Jing Xi showed up at the restaurant where they were eating. When they got home, Shing Chan explained that the password was the date Jing Xi started officially dating his girlfriend. Soon after, Yuan Fong picked up Jing Xi and mentioned they would go on a date with Shing Chan the next day. But instead, Jing Xi planned a team activity. During a game, both Yuan Fong and Jing Xi wanted to be partners with Shing Chan, but she chose Yuan Fong. During the game, they suddenly couldn't find Shing Chan. They discovered she had gotten hurt while saving her teammates from zombies. After that, they all went back to the hotel. One evening, while Shing Chan was alone at the pool, Jing Xi suddenly showed up. Shing Chan noticed that Jing Xi was wearing a necklace with a ring on it. Jing Xi asked if she knew anything about the ring. Just as he was about to put the ring on Shing Chan's finger, Jin Yin and Yuan Fong appeared. Yuan Fong quickly stepped in and took Shing Chan away before Jing Xi could finish. Later, Shing Chan started to remember her past with Jing Xi. She realized he was her first love from college. Back then, Jin Yin, whom Jing Xi had met in America, was kind to him, but Jing Xi knew she wasn't the one he truly cared about. The next day, Jing Xi came to see Shing Chan and gave her the ring. But Yuan Fong suddenly appeared again, claiming that Shing Chan was his girlfriend. He took the ring back, leaving Jing Xi upset. Jing Xi looked frustrated while exercising later that day. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Tong Xin stood up for Ziyu, even though he had scolded her. She told him that she was his fan. At the same time, Shing Chan didn't recognize Jin Yin as someone from her past. During a promotional event, Jing Xi noticed that Shing Chan was avoiding him. He invited her to leave with him, but when Jin Yin tried to join, Yuan Fong stopped her. Jin Yin got angry, but she couldn't do anything about it. One evening, Shing Chan was at home when the doorbell rang. She had just finished showering, so she told the delivery person to leave the package by the door. But when she opened the door to pick it up, she accidentally grabbed Jing Xi's leg instead. Embarrassed, she quickly shut the door and rushed to clean up her messy house. After tidying up, she invited Jing Xi inside. Upstairs, Jing Xi noticed her clothes scattered everywhere. He couldn't ignore the mess, so he started tidying up while Shing Chan sat down and pretended to read a book. A little later, Jing Xi saw Shing Chan had fallen asleep. He gently carried her to her room. When Shing Chan woke up, she was shocked to find the whole house sparkling clean, with her things neatly organized. But when she got to the office, Jing Xi scolded her because he couldn't find his belongings. That afternoon, a video of Jing Xi at a promotional event, filmed by Shing Chan, went viral because of how handsome he looked. Jing Xi agreed to let his daily life be recorded for promotional purposes, but Shing Chan hesitated since she wasn't good at filming. Tong Xin suggested that Shing Chan record everything, and the publicity department would handle the editing later. So, Shing Chan started filming Jing Xi. When she was recording by the pool, her phone slipped and fell. Jing Xi quickly grabbed it, but Shing Chan ended up falling into his arms. Jing Xi noticed she was breathing nervously, probably because she felt shy. That night, Jing Xi had another dream about a woman with him at the pool. The next day, Jing Xi did another live stream, and all the staff gathered to watch. When fans asked about his ideal type, Jing Xi described someone who sounded just like Shing Chan. Director Huang noticed this and guessed that Jing Xi liked Secretary Shing Chan. But then, Huang told Jing Xi that Shing Chan actually liked Yuan Fong. Hearing this made Jing Xi upset. Later, Shing Chan was secretly taking pictures of Jing Xi, but he caught her in the act. He sat down in her chair and playfully pulled her onto his lap. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Ziyu saw Tong Xin and tried to avoid her by hiding in his car. Tong Xin found him and scolded him for eating junk food instead of the healthy meal she had brought for him. When Ziyu got home, he saw Jing Xi there, looking lovesick. Ziyu handed Jing Xi a book full of love advice to help him out. The next day, Jing Xi followed the advice and sent Shing Chan a big, romantic gift. Just as Shing Chan received it, Yuan Fong arrived and she thought he was the one who sent it. But Yuan Fong denied it, and they figured out that Jing Xi was the sender. Soon after, Jing Xi called Yuan Fong and found out that Yuan Fong wasn't Shing Chan's boyfriend. Jing Xi then noticed that Shing Chan's relationship status was hidden on social media. To his surprise, he realized she had blocked him, which made him feel sad and distracted at work. Eventually, Shing Chan realized her mistake and unblocked Jing Xi. Feeling happy, Jing Xi invited her to dinner at a fancy restaurant that he had rented just for the two of them. He even swapped his steak with hers to make her happy. When Jing Xi got home, he told Shing Chan that he had feelings for her. To show how much he cared, he gave her a star-shaped necklace. But Shing Chan turned it down, joking that she would only accept him as her boyfriend if he gave her a real star. Jing Xi left for a while and came back with 2 teddy bears he won from a claw machine, giving one to Shing Chan. The next day, they visited a real estate agent. To Shing Chan's surprise, the agent recognized her and asked if she was really planning to buy a house. Jing Xi stepped in and told her not to worry, saying he planned to give houses to all the employees. But Shing Chan refused the offer because her work contract had only 10 days left. Later, Shing Chan asked Tong Xin to help take care of Jing Xi while he got settled. That evening, everyone threw a farewell party for Shing Chan. But during the party, Shing Chan got a call from her mother, who said her father was in trouble and might go to prison. The following day, Shing Chan told Jing Xi she wasn't buying a house anymore. While working, Jing Xi noticed she seemed upset. He found out that her father's friend had taken all her father's money. Jing Xi then gave her 2 choices: either work at Boju for another 3 years or become his girlfriend. But Shing Chan shocked him by rejecting both options. Meanwhile, Jing Xi asked Yuan Fong to meet Jin Yan. During their meeting, Jin Yan overheard Shing Chan calling Yuan Fong. When Jin Yan found out about Shing Chan's family problem, she met with Shing Chan and offered her money on one condition: that she never see Jing Xi again. Shing Chan just smiled and said Jin Yan reminded her of a college friend, though her appearance was different. Then Shing Chan left without taking the money. One day, Shing Chan's father called with good news that his friend had returned the money. The next day, when Shing Chan went into Jing Xi's room, she saw a picture of her father's friend on his desk. She realized that Jing Xi had been tracking the friend all night and hadn't even changed his clothes. Shing Chan thanked him for helping her. Jing Xi then asked why she had rejected him. Shing Chan admitted she still had feelings for her ex. Hearing this, Jing Xi told Ziyu about Shing Chan's lingering feelings. After that, Jing Xi started acting distant toward Shing Chan. He gave many of her tasks to Tong Xin instead. Later, Jing Xi went to a restaurant with Jin Yan, but it seemed like the owner recognized him. Meanwhile, Tong Xin saw Ziyu on a blind date, but he looked uncomfortable. Tong Xin quickly stepped in and helped him out of the awkward situation. Back at work, Shing Chan noticed Jing Xi seemed upset and cheered him up. Jing Xi then asked her to help pick out a gift for a woman. Later, Shing Chan also joined Jing Xi at a meeting with a woman who was interested in investing in his company. One night, Jing Xi went out drinking with Yuan Fong and got really drunk. He called Shing Chan to pick him up, but instead, she sent a driver to get him. Later, when Yuan Fong called asking for a ride, Shing Chan decided to go herself. To her surprise, when she arrived, both Jing Xi and Yuan Fong were waiting for her together. Back at home, Jing Xi's drunken words touched Shing Chan, but she got annoyed when he talked about regretting that he couldn't see his father during his final moments. The next day, Shing Chan invited Jing Xi to a reunion. While they were there, someone recognized Jing Xi. To keep their past a secret, Shing Chan quickly took him away. She also mentioned that Jing Xi looked a lot like her ex. Curious, Jing Xi later visited a restaurant he had gone to with Jin Yan. The owner had old photos of customers, but one was missing. In the morning, Jing Xi asked Jin Yan about the missing photo. She couldn't avoid the question when he showed her CCTV footage. Jing Xi eventually got the photo from Jin Yan and showed it to Shing Chan. The photo revealed the moment when he had proposed to her. Shing Chan finally admitted they were once in love. Then, Jing Xi asked why Shing Chan hadn't been with him at the hospital. She explained that they had broken up after she rejected his proposal. She also said that while most people never forget their first love, it seemed like Jing Xi had forgotten her. Hearing this, Jing Xi became upset and walked away. Left alone, Shing Chan cried as she looked at the ring and other keepsakes from their past. One evening, Yuan Fong found Jin Yan drinking alone and decided to join her. The next day, he sent her photos of their silly, drunken moments, which made her very upset. That evening, Shing Chan hosted a goodbye dinner since it was her last day at Boju. But she had to leave suddenly because Jing Xi was taken to the hospital. At the hospital, she met Ziyu, who explained that while Jing Xi's memory loss wasn't dangerous, drinking alcohol could be very harmful for him. Meanwhile, Tong Xin saw an older woman flirting with Ziyu. Later, Tong Xin told Ziyu that he needed a girlfriend to support him. Ziyu refused at first, but Tong Xin insisted that she was the one he truly needed. While Jing Xi was in the hospital, Shing Chan stayed by his side, thinking about their memories together. However, she left quietly before Jing Xi woke up. Later, Jin Yan asked why Shing Chan kept coming back after leaving Jing Xi before. The next day, the hospital staff congratulated Ziyu on having a girlfriend, just as he was preparing for a business trip. Tong Xin encouraged him and wished him luck before he left. The following day, Tong Xin was under pressure to keep Shing Chan's hospital visit a secret as she had promised. When Jing Xi found out about it, he and his employees were upset. At the same time, Yuan Fong suggested some new job opportunities to Shing Chan with similar pay. To make Jing Xi jealous, Yuan Fong recorded a video with Shing Chan and even proposed a contract marriage, just like in the movies. In the afternoon, when Jing Xi walked into his room, he was surprised to see his favorite game already running on his computer. Tong Xin explained that she had set it up using notes Shing Chan had left behind. Shing Chan had written down all of Jing Xi's habits and preferences. That evening, Jing Xi went through all the notes Shing Chan had written for him. Meanwhile, Ziyu returned home and invited Tong Xin to dinner. During their meal, Ziyu asked why Tong Xin admired him, even though he wasn't an actor or famous. Tong Xin told him that she admired his determination and hard work as a doctor. She also mentioned she knew about his fear of women, but believed he could overcome it. As part of her therapy, Tong Xin gave Ziyu a hug before leaving, promising to help him face his fear. Later, Ziyu sent Jing Xi a photo of Shing Chan kissing him on the forehead at the hospital and told Jing Xi she had stayed with him all night. This made Jing Xi curious, so he went to the restaurant owner to learn the truth about his past with Shing Chan. He found out that when Shing Chan didn't respond to his proposal, he had passed out from exhaustion. Jing Xi then confronted Shing Chan at her house, revealing that he now knew everything about their past. The next day, Shing Chan struggled with her job applications being rejected. During her final interview, she realized that Jing Xi had orchestrated everything. Eventually, she went to Jing Xi and agreed to help him regain his lost memories. In the morning, Jing Xi and Shing Chan went on a trip to places they had visited in the past. Shing Chan made 2 puzzle pieces, one for herself and one for Jing Xi, as a keepsake. Jing Xi was so happy the next day that he greeted everyone at work with a big smile. Later, Jing Xi visited Shing Chan's house and found her parents and Yuan Fong there. Shing Chan's parents really liked Yuan Fong and spoke highly of him. But her mom didn't know Jing Xi was Shing Chan's boss. She thought he was just taking advantage of her and looked down on him. When it was time to take Jing Xi home, he surprised Shing Chan with a kiss. Yuan Fong encouraged her to tell her parents the truth, promising to support her. The next day, Shing Chan finally told her parents that Jing Xi wasn't her assistant but her boss. Soon after, Jing Xi took Shing Chan's parents out for a walk. When Shing Chan and her mom went shopping, Jing Xi and Shing Chan's dad helped carry all the bags. Later, while the ladies went to the salon, Shing Chan's dad took Jing Xi to try cupping therapy. Afterward, the two went drinking and came home drunk. Jing Xi even called Shing Chan's dad his friend. The next morning, Jing Xi was embarrassed as he remembered all the silly things he did while drunk. To make up for it, he later brought Shing Chan's parents lots of souvenirs. However, Jing Xi overheard Shing Chan's parents talking about her past relationship. They mentioned that Shing Chan broke up with her first boyfriend because Jing Xi's parents didn't approve of them being together. Feeling it was time, Shing Chan finally told Jing Xi the whole truth. In the past, Jing Xi's father had met Shing Chan and told her to break up with Jing Xi because they came from different social circles. But Shing Chan refused to end their relationship. On the day Jing Xi planned to propose, Shing Chan told his father the restaurant's address and made it clear she wouldn't change her mind. That day, Jing Xi prepared a romantic moment with beautiful violin music. But just as he was about to put the ring on Shing Chan's finger, he fainted. At the hospital, while Shing Chan was waiting, she saw a message on Jing Xi's phone. It said his father had passed away in an accident. Shortly after, The doctor informed her that Jing Xi had lost his memory. Feeling guilty about everything, Shing Chan decided to leave him. After that, Shing Chan got a job offer in Shanghai after an interview. However, she needed some time to think it over. While deciding, she unexpectedly bumped into Jing Xi. Meanwhile, Tong Xin surprised Ziyu by showing up at his house with groceries. She wanted to cook for him and followed recipes she found online. But Ziyu quickly realized she had secretly ordered the food instead. Even so, he thanked her for the effort. While eating, Tong Xin got a fish bone stuck in her throat, and Ziyu quickly helped her. Just then, Jing Xi arrived, and Tong Xin panicked and left, leaving the two of them alone. Soon after, Jing Xi opened up to Shing Chan about his struggles, and Ziyu gave him some advice to help him avoid regrets. Ziyu also convinced Jing Xi's mother to visit him. After many years, Jing Xi's mom revealed that, before his father passed away, he had said he approved of Jing Xi being with Shing Chan as long as they were happy together. On the other hand, Shing Chan was getting ready to move to Shanghai for a new job. But before she left, Jing Xi asked her to bring their mementos and visit his house. When she arrived, she heard a woman's voice crying out. The next day, Shing Chan found out her job offer had been canceled. She soon realized it was because of Jing Xi. With no other option, she returned to work for him. Jing Xi then asked Shing Chan to accompany a woman named Mrs. Jing Yin for a walk. Shing Chan waited a long time, but Mrs. Jing Yin never showed up. It turned out that Mrs. Jing Yin was actually Jing Xi's mother. Instead of meeting Shing Chan right away, she watched her from a distance. Eventually, she approached Shing Chan and asked for a photo. They chatted, but Mrs. Jing Yin didn't reveal her true identity. Instead, she wished Shing Chan happiness. Later, Shing Chan confronted Jing Xi about Mrs. Jing Yin's disguise. After that, Jing Xi met with Jin Yin one last time to officially end things before committing to Shing Chan. At the same time, Shing Chan worked on a surprise for Mrs. Jing Yin, following Jing Xi's instructions. When Jing Xi arrived, he explained everything was for Shing Chan, and they shared a kiss. Soon after, Shing Chan returned to work at Boju, and her friends were excited to have her back. Jing Xi told everyone that Shing Chan had quit before because of her boyfriend problems, but now that everything was fine, she could focus on work again. Later, Shing Chan met Jing Xi and asked him to keep their past relationship a secret. When she brought him coffee, she was surprised to see guests in his room. Even so, Jing Xi made her hand him the coffee. As he was about to drink, he noticed her lip print on the cup, which made his friends tease him. Meanwhile, Yuan Fong was upset that Shing Chan hadn't told him she was with Jing Xi or that she had returned to work. When Yuan Fong hugged Shing Chan, Lu accidentally saw them and spread the news to their friends, not knowing Jing Xi was involved. When Shing Chan came back, Jing Xi warned her to avoid causing misunderstandings that might affect their friends' work. Later, Yuan Fong visited Shing Chan's house and found a funny pillow with Jing Xi's face on it. While there, he saw Shing Chan and Jing Xi kissing. Smiling, Yuan Fong decided to leave them alone. After that, Shing Chan met Mrs. Jing Yin, who really liked her. On the other hand, Yuan Fong went with Zhen Yin to boxing practice, but he kept teasing her the whole time. The next day, Director Huang invited his team to his new house for a meal. While everyone was eating, Jing Xi showed up unexpectedly and surprised them. During the meal, Lu brought up Shing Chan, saying she didn't have a photo with her boyfriend and joked that she might have another boyfriend besides Jing Xi. Jing Xi quickly asked Shing Chan to take a photo with him. Their friends joined in for fun, but when they opened the photo booth curtain, they saw Shing Chan and Jing Xi together. Instead of suspecting anything, they felt sorry for Shing Chan because Jing Xi was still talking about work during their free time. At work, Jing Xi couldn't stop thinking about Shing Chan. Meanwhile, Tong Xin got an idea from Shing Chan to invite Ziyu to watch a movie. However, after the meeting, Shing Chan kept talking, leaving Tong Xin confused. That evening, Tong Xin waited for Ziyu at the cinema, but he didn't show up. Frustrated, she went to the hospital to look for him. There, she overheard nurses talking about a beautiful doctor named Bai Na. When Tong Xin saw Ziyu holding hands with Dr. Bai Na, she was shocked that he wasn't afraid of her. Ziyu got upset when Tong Xin said he and Dr. Bai Na didn't make a good match. The next day, Jing Xi felt jealous when he saw Shing Chan getting calls from clients. Meanwhile, Ailu told Tong Xin that if she saw Ziyu as her idol, she shouldn't be upset when he was with someone else. Ailu also mentioned that Tong Xin had been out late drinking with Shing Chan because she was upset about Ziyu. However, when Shing Chan came home, Jing Xi melted because of her playful and spoiled behavior and couldn't stay mad at her. One evening, Yenda got drunk and met Yuan Fong. They ended up going to a hotel together. Meanwhile, Shing Chan wasn't allowed to help Jing Xi cook, so she had to wait. After dinner, Jing Xi surprised Shing Chan by giving her the key to his house. The next morning, Shing Chan woke up before Jing Xi. When he finally woke up, he noticed the pillow beside him, but no Shing Chan. At the same time, Yuan Fong felt embarrassed because Zhen Yan had taken his clothes as a joke and sent him a selfie of them at the hotel. Later, in the elevator, Shing Chan smiled at Jing Xi, but he didn't say hello. When she leaned in to kiss him, he accused her of harassing him. It turned out that Jing Xi had lost his memory again. At work, he asked Director Huang for company information and employee details. Shing Chan thought he was pretending, so she hugged him, but he told her to leave. Jing Xi scolded her for not meeting company standards but didn't fire her. Instead, he transferred her to the archives department. Her friends were upset, but Director Huang promised to bring her back to the main team. When Shing Chan started working in the archives, she discovered that all the employees there were elderly. Not long after, she met Ziyu and told him about Jing Xi's memory loss. Ziyu realized that Jing Xi's memory problems happened not just when he proposed to Shing Chan, but also after significant moments involving her. He felt everything seemed to revolve around her. Despite this, Ziyu encouraged Shing Chan, suggesting that if she could make Jing Xi fall in love with her again, there might still be hope for a fresh start. Later, Tong Xin called Shing Chan, and Ziyu got curious when he overheard her name. The next day, Shing Chan met Jing Xi's new secretary, Jean, who already seemed to know all of Jing Xi's preferences and habits. Not long after, Jean introduced herself to Yuan Fong as Jing Xi's main secretary. Yuan Fong was shocked and angrily confronted Jing Xi, regretting that he had let Shing Chan go to him. But when Yuan Fong met Shing Chan, she confidently assured him that she wouldn't give up like before. Meanwhile, Tong Xin finally went to Ziyu to apologize. Ziyu realized that Tong Xin was only trying to protect him and hadn't contacted him because she had been busy with overtime work. One day, Shing Chan accidentally threw her shoe at Jing Xi. Later, Jing Xi came to the archives division to get files from 10 years ago. As Shing Chan tried to pick them up, she stumbled and Jing Xi caught her. However, her shirt button came undone, so Jing Xi gave her his jacket to cover up. The next day, when Shing Chan tried to return the jacket, Secretary Jean stopped her. Things soon changed for Shing Chan. Before losing his memory, Jing Xi had bought an apartment for her right next to his. Shing Chan was overjoyed and started cleaning it up. That night, Jing Xi heard a Bluetooth speaker turning on and off, and he thought it was coming from his neighbor. When he went to check, he found it was Shing Chan's apartment. Shing Chan quickly put on a mask to hide her face when she saw him. In the days that followed, Shing Chan continued wearing a mask whenever Jing Xi came near and secretly left food at his door, trying to stay unnoticed. Soon after, Tong Xin visited Ziyu again and met Bai Na. Feeling sorry for what happened before, Tong Xin apologized, and the three of them had lunch together as a way to make up. However, when Tong Xin saw how close Ziyu and Bai Na were, she couldn't help but feel jealous. The next day, Jing Xi visited Shing Chan, but she ended up running around and sprained her leg. Seeing she was hurt, Jing Xi helped treat her injury, but when he asked her to take off her mask, she refused. Meanwhile, Yenda got a fancy dress for a party, saying it was a gift from her father. At the party, Shing Chan tried to go to Jing Xi, but Yuan Fong stopped her. After Secretary Jean left the party, Shing Chan approached Jing Xi again, saying she came to help but saw that Jean could handle everything. Meanwhile, Yuan Fong ran into Yenda again and admitted that he was the one who had sent her the dress. Later, Jean tried to help Shing Chan, but ended up falling and spraining her leg. Jing Xi, noticing this, told Shing Chan she had to take responsibility. He asked her to accompany him to a tango dance to impress Mr. Zhi Gao, a potential business partner. Shing Chan agreed and used the opportunity to ask for her old job as a secretary back. Jing Xi agreed, and his plan worked when Mr. Zhi Gao came over to talk to them. When Shing Chan introduced herself as Jing Xi's secretary, Jing Xi surprised everyone by introducing her as his girlfriend instead. After talking with Mr. Zhi Gao, Jing Xi told Shing Chan that she was accepted as a secretary, but not the main one. He then told her to go home, but they ran into Mr. Zhi Gao again. When Shing Chan tried to explain that she and Jing Xi weren't really a couple, Jing Xi interrupted her, saying she had loved the tango dance. Later, Jing Xi offered to drive Shing Chan home. Feeling awkward, she gave him her old address and then took a taxi back to her real house. The next day, Jing Xi scolded Shing Chan for wearing house slippers. Nervous about getting in trouble, Shing Chan removed her shoes at the office so he wouldn't notice. Meanwhile, Yuan Fong helped Jin Yin with various poses during a photo shoot. That evening, Shing Chan, wearing a face mask, had dinner with Jing Xi while pretending to be someone named Koko. During the meal, Jing Xi mentioned that only Secretary Jean and Koko knew his habits and preferences so well. The next day, during a meeting, Director Huang and another colleague suggested that Shing Chan handle Mr. Zhi Gao. Later, Jing Xi started trying to find out more about Koko. But in the process, he accidentally caught Shing Chan talking to his business rival, Mr. Lau. When Jing Xi's rival company, led by Mr. Lau, made an offer to Mr. Zhi Gao, it was the same as Jing Xi's proposal. Because of this, Jing Xi canceled his presentation, and Mr. Zhi Gao chose Mr. Lau's company as the winner. Back at the office, Jing Xi ordered Secretary Jean to figure out who the traitor was. Jean questioned Shing Chan, and Jing Xi accused her of being a spy. Instead of denying it, Shing Chan asked for a chance to fix everything. Jing Xi gave her 5 days to make things right. When Shing Chan tried to meet Mr. Zhi Gao, he refused to see her. Meanwhile, Secretary Jean discovered evidence that an email had been sent to Mr. Lau's company from Shing Chan's computer. The next day, Shing Chan went to see Mr. Zhi Gao again, but instead met a woman with a mental disorder. The woman talked about her past and called Shing Chan Yao in front of her husband, who turned out to be Mr. Zhi Gao. He thanked Shing Chan for helping his wife and explained that Hezhen was the name of their first home. Even though his wife had Alzheimer's, he still remembered their old house fondly. Later, Shing Chan told Mr. Zhi Gao that Mr. Lau had copied their idea. However, Mr. Zhi Gao said he couldn't change his decision based on her words alone. Determined, Shing Chan decided to go to Hezhen to find him and prove the truth. Soon after, Jing Xi called Shing Chan and found out she was in Hezhen. But as night fell and heavy rain started, he lost contact with her. Worried, Jing Xi rushed to Hezhen and finally found her. He decided to stay with her there. While they talked, Shing Chan mentioned how Mr. Zhi Gao, who struggles to remember his wife, is similar to Jing Xi, who can't remember her. Suddenly, Jing Xi asked if they had ever taken a photo together. Shing Chan pulled out a picture of them from his wallet, but she knew that a photo alone wouldn't be enough to make Jing Xi fall in love again. Instead, she suggested using the repaired Hezhen house as a romantic destination. While Shing Chan stayed in Hezhen, Jing Xi went to Koko's house several times, but no one was ever there. Before Mr. Zhi Gao could finalize his deal with Mr. Lau, Jing Xi presented him with a new offer. Jing Xi and Shing Chan then took Mr. Zhi Gao and his wife to visit their beautifully renovated first home. Seeing the house brought back memories from Mr. Zhi Gao, and he was deeply touched. In the end, he signed a contract with Jing Xi. After that, Jing Xi started thinking that Shing Chan might be his girlfriend, though he wanted more time to think about their relationship. When Shing Chan told Yuan Fong about this, she mentioned that Jing Xi seemed to like Koko even though he had never seen her face. Yuan Fong was confused, realizing Shing Chan was jealous of herself. One day, someone came to Shing Chan's house pretending to be from property management, but it was actually Jing Xi's agent spying on her. Shing Chan quickly warned Yuan Fong to hide because Jing Xi was on his way. When Jing Xi arrived, he revealed that he knew Koko was a fake name. Then he noticed a man behind the curtain. Both of them looked shocked when they saw each other. Suddenly, Jing Xi pulled off Koko's mask and saw it was Shing Chan. He got angry when he saw Shing Chan hugging Yuan Fong and tried to separate them. The next day, during a meeting, Shing Chan's colleagues asked her to leave the room. Later, when Secretary Jean brought coffee, she noticed Shing Chan arguing with Jing Xi. After everyone left, Secretary Jean secretly accessed both Jing Xi's and Shing Chan's computers. But when Shing Chan returned and changed her password, Jing Xi showed up and discovered that Jean was the traitor. She had installed a hidden camera in his office. It turned out that the argument between Shing Chan and Jing Xi was just a setup to expose Secretary Jin's bad behavior. In the end, Jing Xi reinstated Shing Chan as his chief secretary. Later, Jing Xi met with Ziyu to learn more about Shing Chan. Ziyu teased Jing Xi, saying he was falling in love with Shing Chan all over again. At the office, Jing Xi secretly watched Shing Chan, who was talking to Yuan Fong and trying to make him jealous. Meanwhile, Tong Xin slipped while chasing Ziyu and was surprised to meet the man talking to Ziyu, who was his father. Ziyu's father was excited and introduced Tong Xin to Ziyu's mother. During their conversation, Ziyu's mother asked Tong Xin many questions, even about marriage. Tong Xin didn't know what to say, so she simply replied that Ziyu was a great person. During dinner, Mrs. Ziyu kept a close eye on Tong Xin, clearly interested in her. Later, Shing Chan saw Jing Xi looking through items that reminded him of their past. He wanted to remember everything, so Shing Chan kissed him, but all he noticed was the taste of her drink. Jing Xi suddenly asked her to kiss him again. After that, they visited the site of a work accident. A rock almost fell on Jing Xi, but Shing Chan saved him and got hurt instead. Because of the incident, Jing Xi's memories came back. However, when Shing Chan woke up, she didn't recognize him. Ziyu assured Jing Xi that her memory loss was temporary and she would recover soon. Ziyu also figured out that Jing Xi's memory loss was caused by emotional trauma. It was like his brain became overwhelmed and needed to restart, causing him to forget the people he cared about. To keep Shing Chan calm, Ziyu had to lie, telling her that Jing Xi had left after being taken to the hospital. After visiting Shing Chan with Director Huang, Tong Xin went to see Ziyu but got upset when she saw him with Dr. Bai Na. Feeling jealous, Tong Xin invited Ziyu to dinner with his mom, even though Ziyu already had plans with Bai Na. In the end, Ziyu canceled his plans with Bai Na and went with Tong Xin, making her feel happy and victorious. Not long after, Jing Xi rushed off when he heard that Shing Chan was missing. But it turned out to be a trick cause Shing Chan had set it up to confirm that Jing Xi had regained his memory. When Jing Xi denied it, Shing Chan got upset and threatened to go to the hospital roof to do something drastic. However, she was just pretending to make him admit the truth. Jing Xi then explained that he had love amnesia. He didn't want to keep hurting Shing Chan because he was afraid of forgetting her again. Later, Ziyu introduced Jing Xi to Dr. Bai Na. After she left, Jing Xi warned Ziyu that since Tong Xin was now his girlfriend, he didn't want her getting disturbed at work because of their relationship. Meanwhile, Tong Xin confided in Shing Chan, saying she only wanted to help Ziyu, but found it hard to let go of her feelings. Shing Chan gently advised Tong Xin to let go if the person she liked didn't feel the same way. When Shing Chan recovered and returned to the office, Jing Xi went on a business trip with Yuan Fong. Coincidentally, the day of the trip was also Tong Xin's birthday. At that time, Shing Chan agreed to go on a blind date because her mom asked her to. Meanwhile, Yuan Fong was having lunch with Jing Xi when Shing Chan called to tell him about the date. Yuan Fong smiled and showed Jing Xi the call, saying he supported Shing Chan's choice. He even added that people with bad memories should let others move on. At the same time, Tong Xin got dressed up for her birthday dinner with Ziyu. She didn't even eat her favorite shrimp because she didn't want to smudge her lipstick. Tong Xin also showed Ziyu a cake she had baked for her birthday, but then asked him to drop her off at the hospital. After Ziyu left, Tong Xin sat alone, staring at her cake, and cried. Meanwhile, Jing Xi went home early to see Shing Chan on her blind date. During the date, Shing Chan told the man she wanted a boyfriend who could always remember her. Coincidentally, the man had a great memory. However, Jing Xi interrupted and said Shing Chan deserved someone even better in every way. The man got upset and left. When Shing Chan got home, she told Jing Xi that she would love him if he could remember to love her too. Soon after, they decided to visit the restaurant where Jing Xi had once proposed to Shing Chan. There, Shing Chan suggested they start fresh, and they both agreed to give their relationship another chance. Meanwhile, Jin Yen treated Yuan Fong to a big meal at a restaurant until he was completely full. Afterward, Jin Yen had to run away because her fans were chasing her. Her feet started hurting, so Yuan Fong lent her his shoes to help her escape. On the other hand, Jing Xi started writing in a diary, just in case he lost his memory again. That night, he had a scary nightmare about a woman with a bleeding wrist. The next day, Mrs. Jing Yin visited Shing Chan to thank her for supporting Jing Xi. She revealed that when Jing Xi was young, he had seen her do something bad, which might have affected him. Worried that this event was connected to Jing Xi's memory issues, Shing Chan took him to see a psychologist for therapy. The psychologist confirmed that Jing Xi's nightmare was based on a real event, just as Mrs. Jing Yin had said. The psychologist explained that when Jing Xi experiences love, he becomes afraid of getting hurt and subconsciously erases his memories to protect himself. Mrs. Jing Yin apologized to Jing Xi for not realizing how much her actions had affected him. A few days later, Shing Chan became very busy with work while Jing Xi focused on his therapy sessions. Shing Chan was so tired that she almost fell asleep while driving. Soon after, Jing Xi heard about her accident and rushed to the hospital to find her. When he arrived, she wasn't in her room, and Jing Xi got upset with the nurse. It turned out Shing Chan had met Ziyu, who noticed her condition. Thankfully, her injuries weren't serious, but Jing Xi insisted that she should never drive alone again. Soon after, Ziyu asked Shing Chan about Tong's scene, saying he hadn't heard from her in 2 days. Shing Chan reminded him that in a relationship, both people need to put in effort. Otherwise, one person will end up feeling exhausted. Ziyu, however, worried that Tong's scene might just be tired of being his fan. Meanwhile, Jing Xi called his therapist and found out that he could still lose his memory even during therapy. This news made him sad, and he stayed up all night, unable to sleep thinking about it. The next morning, Jing Xi went to work feeling frustrated. When Shing Chan arrived, she was surprised to hear that Zhen Yan had visited Jing Xi at the office. They seemed close, but Jing Xi was only trying to push Shing Chan away. He even asked Shing Chan to buy a dress for Zhen Yan. Shing Chan stayed calm when Zhen Yan later thanked her for the dress. However, as Zhen Yan was leaving, Yuan Fong stopped her. He was upset, accusing Zhen Yan of trying to get close to Jing Xi again. Despite this, Shing Chan didn't seem bothered by Jing Xi spending time with Zhen Yan. She thought they were just friends. She continued to be kind and supportive toward Jing Xi, reassuring him about their relationship. Meanwhile, Jing Xi, feeling overwhelmed, tore up his diary, wanting to live without worrying about his memory loss. However, he later fixed it and continued writing. The next day, Shing Chan asked Tong Xin to deliver some documents to Jing Xi. Some time later, Shing Chan and Jing Xi received the sad news that Mr. Zhigao's wife had passed away. Mr. Liu shared a thought, saying that people who lose their memories often suffer more than those who can remember everything. That evening, while Jing Xi was asleep, Shing Chan read the diary he had fixed. The next morning, Shing Chan said goodbye to Director Huang and left a letter for Jing Xi. In the letter, she wrote that she didn't want to put Jing Xi's life at risk anymore. Later, Jing Xi heard a child singing a familiar song, which triggered memories of his past with Shing Chan. Slowly, he began to remember everything. He met with Yuan Fong to apologize and asked where Shing Chan was. Yuan Fong reminded him that this was his last chance to make things right. Meanwhile, Ziyu found the pin Tong Xin had given him earlier. When he listened to the recording on the pin, it moved him deeply. Without wasting time, he went to find Tong Xin. The next day, Tong Xin arrived with Yuan Fong, and Ziyu was surprised she hadn't reached out to him. Yuan Fong pretended to be Tong Xin's boyfriend, even hugging her. Seeing this, Ziyu was shocked and didn't expect Tong Xin to move on so quickly, but he still congratulated her. Before Ziyu could explain his situation with Dr. Bai Na, Tong Xin left, ending their relationship for good. On the other hand, Jing Xi went to Shing Chen's hometown, bringing along a baby goat as a gift. Ziyu, feeling down after seeing Tong Xin's post with Yuan Fong, was noticed by his mother. Ziyu told her that he and Tong Xin broke up because Tong Xin didn't truly like him. She only saw him as an idol. But his mother disagreed, saying she could see love in Tong Xin's eyes. She advised Ziyu not to let Tong Xin fall for someone else. At the same time, Shing Chen's dad didn't seem to like Jing Xi very much. He even jokingly made Jing Xi wash dishes. That evening, Jing Xi sneaked into Shing Chen's room and begged her to come back to him. But her dad interrupted and said Jing Xi wasn't a good match for her. This made Jing Xi feel sad, knowing that Shing Chan's dad didn't approve of him. In the morning, Yuan Fong found out that Jin Yin's old photos had been leaked online. Worried about her safety, he rushed to her office to protect her from angry fans. Everyone panicked when Shing Chan's grandma suddenly fell. Jing Xi quickly stepped in to help, giving first aid with the help of others. Shing Chan's dad was grateful to Jing Xi for saving her grandma. During this moment, Jing Xi admitted that he was actually Shing Chan's first love. He explained that they had broken up before because he lost his memory, but now he remembered everything and promised never to let her down again. Meanwhile, Zhen Yin thanked Yuan Fong for protecting her from angry fans. Yuan Fong smiled and gave her a ring as a symbol of their relationship, making Zhen Yin happy. The next day, Shing Chan celebrated her return to the company with her friends. But as they were leaving, reporters asked Zhen Yin who the third wheel was between Jing Xi and Shing Chan. In response, Jing Xi proudly declared that Shing Chan had been his girlfriend for the past 6 years. He also made it clear that there was no third person, not Zhen Yin or Yuan Fong. Shing Chan's co-workers were shocked by the news, but the next day, they gave her gifts to show their support. Over time, Jing Xi, Shing Chan, Yuan Fong, and Zhen Yin bonded well and even had meals together to address the public's curiosity about their relationships. On the other hand, Bai Na confessed her feelings for Ziyu, admitting she had liked him since college. However, Ziyu finally realized what Tong Xin had meant about his connection with Bai Na, gaining clarity about his feelings. There, Ziyu explained that even though he and Bai Na had a lot in common, he couldn't be with her because his heart belonged to Tong Xin. He admired how different and special Tong Xin was. Ziyu then asked Tong Xin to meet him and told her he wanted her to be his girlfriend. Tong Xin was overjoyed, finally getting the chance to be with her true love. Meanwhile, Jing Xi planned a special event to propose to Shing Chan. This time, he successfully slipped the ring onto her finger. However, Jing Xi was worried about losing his memory again, so he hesitated to fully open his heart to her. Even so, Shing Chan didn't give up and lovingly encouraged him to take the next step in their relationship. Eventually, Jing Xi overcame his fears. The next morning, Shing Chan patiently waited for Jing Xi to wake up. At first, it seemed like Jing Xi had lost his memory again, but he was just pretending to tease Shing Chan, making her laugh. Soon after, both Shing Chan's parents and Jing Xi's mother met for dinner. They happily agreed to hold the wedding in 1 month, making everyone excited for the big day. As the wedding preparations started, Shing Chan invited Tong Xin and Zhen Yin to try on wedding dresses too. They had fun taking pictures together while wearing the beautiful dresses. On the wedding day, Jing Xi happily placed the ring on Shing Chan's finger again. During the bouquet toss, Tong Xin caught the flowers, making Mrs. Ziyu very excited and overjoyed. Meanwhile, Yuan Fong kept trying to propose to Zhen Yin, but she kept saying no. Some time later, Jing Xi was overjoyed to find out that Shing Chan was pregnant. When her office friends heard the news, they made sure she didn't have to do any work so she wouldn't get tired. At home, Jing Xi came up with the perfect name for their baby, and it's San San, which means twinkling star. A few months later, baby San San was born, and everyone absolutely adored him. Surprisingly, San San's arrival made Zhen Yin finally say yes to Yuan Fong's proposal. And with that, the story comes to a happy end. The moral lesson from this series is don't give candy to strangers, unless you want them to buy your company and make you clean their house. Also, if someone forgets you but remembers your Wi-Fi password, maybe love isn't dead yet.